Okay, so you have a house that you just inherited, and now you have no idea what to do with it. Should you sell it? Should you rent it out? Or should you just go ahead and live in it? That's really up to you, and I can't make that decision for you, but I can give you some tips on what you can do with it. So, in this video, like I said, I'm going to be talking about inheriting a house, what you can do with it, whether it's selling it, renting it out, or even living in it, and all that. But before we get started, I'm John Ken. I'm the owner of NV Property Solutions LLC. I buy houses right here in the Reno area and the surrounding area, whether it's Fallon, Fernley, Silver Springs, Reno, Sparks, Garden City, Gardnerville, Yerington, any of those regions and areas. I'll definitely be able to help you out. But in any case, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And of course, like the video and share it with all your friends and family. So that way, in case they have inherited a house and they don't know what to do with it, this video hopefully will be able to help them out in making that determination. Like I said, I can't, make any kind of determination for you, but hopefully these tips in this video will be able to at least help you make a decision. So anyway, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. You inherited a house and what you can do with it and all that. So before you actually figure out what exactly you want to do with it, make sure you have your ducks in a row. And what I mean by ducks in a row, I'm talking about the first things first is make sure the mortgage is paid. Whether the house is completely paid off and it's free and clear, or there's still a mortgage on it, or there's a reverse mortgage payment or a reverse mortgage on it, that all those payments are current and up to date. Because if you don't, then the bank will foreclose on your house. On another issue that not very many people know about this, especially people that have never inherited a house or anything like that, or have even really owned a house. If you've never really owned a house, you don't know that you have to pay property taxes. And especially like when you have a mortgage and stuff like that, most of the time that's all built into your loan payment and stuff like that, so the taxes are automatically paid. But once the mortgage is done, most people don't realize that they still have to make that mortgage payment, because if you really think about it, homeownership is about a 30-year commitment. So, making those payments 30 years, after 30 years, and then all of a sudden you're not having to make any payments, you tend to forget about having to worry about property taxes and stuff like that. But in that case, say after 3 years you don't pay the property taxes, or the county has either the mail was never sent to you or whatever, and you had no idea that you even owed property taxes, you can definitely get in touch with the county and then talk to them. But before you do, just make sure that if you can, pay the property taxes every 3 months or whatever it is that come in. So that way, you're making sure that the house is paid for, or not really paid for, but everything is current and paid, so you don't have to worry about losing the house. Okay, the second thing is your investment is only as good as the manager. So if you are terrible at managing people or anything else, maybe renting it might not be good for you. However, before you discard that renting it out entirely, you can get yourself a property manager. And property managers, usually they charge anywhere between 8 and 12%, sometimes even more, for managing the property. But the nice thing about property manager is you don't have to worry about anything. They do pretty much everything for you, as far as like the marketing for the house, to get it rented, most of the maintenance and stuff like that. And really the only time they ever call you is if something breaks, or if the tenant is asking something, whether it's like, hey, can you fix the fence or whatever, then that's the only time the property manager will ever really reach out to you. Or if, say for example, the tenant hasn't paid for 6 to 8 months or whatever, then, and if they haven't evicted them, I don't know why they wouldn't, but if they haven't evicted them already, then maybe getting a different property manager might be the key there. Anyway, the next thing is property ownership costs money. So if you've never owned a house or anything like that, you know that you have to pay for things such as the maintenance of the house, property taxes, as I mentioned, the mortgage payments, the insurance, and all that other stuff. Like I said, property costs money to live in it every month. Obviously, you don't have to do a huge number of upgrades right at the beginning, or you can do them over time and all that. Or say if you just completely let all the maintenance go for years and years and years, then you're going to find yourself having to pay all that, all the costs up front, or not really up front, but now when you're wanting to sell it or do whatever with it. And of course, the fourth thing is selling a property for top dollar also costs money. And the reason why it costs money is because the real estate agent, they're going to want their cut for it, but also too, if the house is in need of any kind of renovation or anything like that, obviously you're going to have to pay for that, especially if you want to get that top dollar price. And generally, most real estate agents won't list the house in as is condition. There are some that will, but not very often will that actually happen. So that's the thing is, if you're going to sell the property, you got to worry about commissions, real estate commissions, and of course closing costs. And at the end of the day, it's usually anywhere between 8 and 10% of how much the profit really that you're losing. So say you sell your house for $300,000, roughly you're going to probably pay about $30,000 in closing costs and fees and commissions and all that. But on the other side is if you sell it to say an investor or something like that, you won't pay any of that. At least most companies out there, they won't make you pay any kind of closing costs or anything like that. At least I can't talk for everyone, but I can speak for my company. We don't charge any closing costs or anything like that. So say if we offered you, $300,000 for your property, you're going to get pretty much $300,000 for your property. The only thing is we can't really account for real small fees, such as maybe if you're living out of state, a mobile notary or something of that nature, or stuff like that. We can't really account for that, but overall, whatever price we agree on, that's what you're going to get. Okay, so the fifth thing is if the market will continue to grow faster than your other options, hang on to the investment. So if the market is keeps going up, which as of right now when this video is being made, yes, we're still in a really hot market where the property values are increasing all the time. I wouldn't say every 6 days or whatever, but usually every month the prices of houses have been going up, and they have been going up considerably for the past, I would say, 3 to 4, maybe even 5 years. But are we ready or heading for a crash? I don't know, but that's a topic for a different video. So with that is, if say you do inherit a house and you've already fixed it up and stuff like that, and you were thinking about selling it, but the market is still going up, it might be a good idea just to hold on to it. Number 6, or the sixth thing is, of course, Uncle Sam and the government, they want their money too, and they always want a piece of the action. Doesn't matter what it is, they're gonna come and be like, hey, we want our money, and they're gonna make you pay something. Luckily, the nice thing about Nevada, as of right now, however, that might change 10, 15 years down the road, or who knows when it might happen. But in any case, as of right now, Nevada doesn't have an inheritance tax. But I'll also link a video down that I did about the Biden administration. I don't know if they have completely changed it yet, but I know for sure they're looking to change the stepped up basis when you inherit a house. Of course, that link will be down in the description, so you can check that video out. But the only thing is, as of right now, aside from the stepped up basis that could possibly change, you will have to pay capital gains tax on it. And like I said in the video that I'm going to have in the description, you'll learn more about that. So I'm not going to waste time and stuff like that. But check that video out. Of course, and then the seventh thing is compare all your options. So it really depends on what you want to do. If the house needs a lot of renovations, you don't really have a whole lot of money to fix it up, it might be better to sell it to a cash buyer, or even a cash buying company such as NV Property Solutions LLC, or any other company in Reno for that matter. Or it might be better to rent it out, especially if it's in not bad a condition, or you've already fixed it up it might be all right to rent it out, especially if you already have a house that you're already living in and stuff like that. Or the third option is, well, not really the third option, but another option is if you are going to sell it and you already put a lot of work into it, listing it with a real estate agent is another good option. Or if you don't want to do any of that and you don't want to pay capital gains tax, you don't want to really worry about it too much, the other option is to move into it and live in the house yourself. With that is you won't pay capital gains tax on it, especially if you lived in it for at least 2 years. I'm pretty sure it's 2 years, but if I'm wrong, then please correct me down in the comment section on exactly how long you have. Anyway, other than that, that's pretty much it. The only other option is, or the only other thing that I can mention is, just keep, or run all the scenarios in your head. So, for example, whatever you're planning on doing, if you don't really know what you want to do, and you're kind of like, maybe I want to sell it, or maybe I want to live in it, and you don't really know exactly what the best option for you is, you feel free to reach out to me and my team at any time, and we'll be able to help you find the best solution for it, whether it's us or not. Whether we tell you to list it with a real estate agent, or we refer you to a real estate agent, or we buy it, or whatever the case maybe is, we'll be able to help you out to figure out what you want to do with the property. In any case, you can check out my website, mvpropertysolutions.com. There you can get more information about getting started on your cash offer, or even learning more about me and reading some other blogs about inherited properties and all that. Anyway, I hope you found this video somewhat enjoyable and at least somewhat informative. If you didn't, I'm sorry. Hopefully the information is all there for you. If it's not, then please leave your feedback in the comment section, and I'll do my best to answer them and get you better content. In any case, that's it for this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, you guys take care.